Okay, so as you can see, I went to town and I covered all of my discs. I didn't cover this side because I was okay with that just being white. I couldn't find any more of that paper, so I just put something else on there. But everything else I covered, and I just was having so much fun. I think I'm going to go out in my garage and see if I can find some more, or I know I have more cardboard because, yeah, I was just having a ball. So I wanted to show you. So this is a more of a cheaper paper from wrapping paper, and my edges, I must not have gotten them real good, and so if they start to come up, it's not really a big deal. I have this little pen, and it's basically a little glue pen, which I've already done. One of the sides was coming up, and I can just go in there and then get that glued. You can use regular glue, or you can just take your glue stick again, and then I just use my finger and just kind of glue that back down in there. And there you go. So this is going to be the part 2 video. So I got into my stash. I have a big stash. I think we've talked about this before if you've watched any of my videos. And I just started going through some of my stuff. So in here, I just have bits and bobs and beads, yeah, just different stuff. And I just started going through that and picked out a couple of things. I picked out this, and then I went through my Christmas ribbon and picked out some of these. And you can find these at garage sales. I mean, I picked this stuff up, and then I have tons of it. I have lace, and I have lots of that as well. This is some coffee dyed lace, which I thought might look pretty. Or maybe across, you know, however I want to decorate it up. This was some more. I think this is, I'm not really sure what they call this. I'm not a sewer. My mother was a master seamstress, in my opinion, self-taught. But yeah, I sew paper. Yeah, that's what I do. I got this ribbon the other day I happened to be at Walmart, and of course everything was 50% off. So under $1, I got all this ribbon, and I thought, oh gosh, that might be pretty to make a bulb. So I got that. And then this I got from Dollar Tree, and some of you might know what it is, but I had picked it up actually for a different project, and it's called mesh tubing, and I saw some other crafters doing things with it. But then I thought about it this morning. I'm like, well, this would kind of look cool around the edges. So before you decorate all your edges, oh, and I also have what they call washi tape. Okay, and washi tape is supposed to be sticky. It's not always like super permanent unless you get, like, this is the, I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Scotch brand. This you do not have to put extra glue on. This is sticky. And it was on sale, and I happened to pick it up because it matched some Christmas colors. And when I was going to do little golden book edges Christmas, I was going to use that color. So anyway, I'm just going to get started, and I think I'm going to pick, let's see, which one do I want to start with? Definitely not that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start with this one. That would be cute too. Oh, and also this ribbon I thought would be cute across there. So there's lots of ideas, and I might get my embossing stuff out and maybe emboss some of the edges as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do across first to make sort of a design, if that's what I want, if that's what I desire. Then I'll maybe go around the edges. I also have a little something for the top as well. So first of all, I am going to punch a hole in here so I can hang it. And this is a little bit thicker, so I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile. I think that's what this is called. No, We Are Memory Keepers. Yeah, I think it's called a Crop-A-Dile. Anyway, that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use the bigger hole. And then I am going to put my top I think right up here. And the reason I'm choosing a specific spot is because that's going to be covered up. And my little indent here will be covered up. You don't have to get as picky, but sometimes I'm picky. Then I want to go in just far enough that I can get a... Now, if you're just using a regular hole punch, then you might want to punch every time you put a layer on, you might want to punch it, put another layer and punch it. So I'm going to, I think actually I like this ribbon. Now here's another thing you might want to keep in mind. So I started going through some of my sentiments, and I think I'm going to get my Cricut out today, and I'm going to try to maybe do some printing with my Cricut. I want to get working on trying that. I don't have a lot of supplies. I didn't buy a lot because I'm not one of those people that like goes all in and then has tons of stuff sitting around. I buy a little bit. I see if I like it, and then I'll go buy more if I need it. So this is about 4 inches across. So when I do make my design in Design Space, I'm going to keep that in mind, that I can't go any more than 4. If it says Mary, it might be 3 and then Christmas, but I can't go any more than that. But for right now, I'm going to use what I have. And I had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays. So I kind of want to think about that before I start gluing things down. Which I don't hate that. That's pretty. Oops. Or I can do the Happy Holidays, or you can just leave it blank if you like your ornaments blank. So now I have to decide, do I want to do 2 strips? Maybe one at the bottom, and then maybe one at the top, which I think I do want to do. So I am going to... Now you can use any glue with this. Obviously, whatever glue that you use, you're going to have to wait for it to dry if like you're using an Elmer's glue. I happen to have my heat gun sitting my hot glue gun sitting right next to me. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to glue on here because it's squiggly and then I wouldn't get my nice straight line. So I'm just going to add some glue. And I'm just going to lay that down where I kind of center it. I'm going to go up a little bit. Ding dong. Okay, so there's my first one. And then I'm going to do a second one, I think right about there. I might still be able to get the Merry Christmas, but I think I might want something a little bit smaller through there. And like I said, this is going to be decorated too. Now, I'm not going to go up as high as I did low on this one because I'm going to show you in a second here. So I think I need it about right here. And I think you could use either side of this ribbon because some of it's sparkly on one side. Now, I use a very hot, high temper glue gun. If children are doing this, I suggest that, you know, you put the glue on. Don't, if you're using a high temp. I have a high temp. Some kids they have a lower temp glue gun, and I know my grandson, he's 9, and he uses his glue gun all the time. But if they're not familiar with glue guns, then make sure that you're doing that because I wouldn't want any of them to get hurt. Let's see, and that came back up, so I'm just going to go back in and glue it back down. And I didn't have a whole lot on that side when I started it, and I knew I didn't, so, which is fine. And that seems to be down, but I'm going to put a little bit more on the edge here because I do want everything to stick. All right. Now that's down, and I'm going to go ahead and cut those edges. I am going to use my Good Scissors. These are only used for fabric and ribbon. I never use them on paper. If you're a quilter or a sewer, you know that you just don't use those on anything else but your sewing stuff. But since I have ribbon here, I'm going to go ahead and cut. And I cut from the back side because you're going to get a little more precise. If you cut from here, you kind of can't see underneath there. And I just find it easier. Do what's best for you, but I just find it easier to follow along the back side. I feel like I get a little bit cleaner cut. And we're going to go around. And there we go. And I actually kind of like that. I think I might leave that and put a little sentiment. Do I want to put anything around it? No, I think that would just be too much. I'm going to save that for something else. I think it's just nice the way it is. Sometimes less is more. And then you again can take your string. I have some of this. This could be what hangs it up. Or you could use ribbon. I have lots of ribbon. But we'll just go ahead. Any type of string, baker twine, anything like that would work. And I'm going to get that little piece out of there because that's all twisted. Twisted sister. And then I'm just going to cut that. And I'm going to do my knot at the top. Maybe fingers don't work like they used to. Okay, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and pull that tight and get that up as much as I can. Trim that off. And you can leave it like that, but if you want a nicer finish, you just put that to the back of your bulb. And there you go. So for the top, what I'm going to do, I picked up some little sprigs yesterday at Dollar Tree. These were all 50 cents, and I had another project in mind, but I'm going to go ahead and use them for this one. These just pop right off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that down just a little bit. I'm going to cut that down, and then I'm going to cut maybe this one, and we'll do this one. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue my little glue stringies everywhere. And you don't need a whole lot. You can use regular glue, but again, you're going to have to let it sit. This is just a quicker way. So I'm going to glue that to that side. My fingers are pretty used to the hot glue, so it doesn't really bother me. Put that one down, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Now, some people glue right to the project, and I know the glue is going to be covered up anyway, but I like to actually glue the item. I'm going to pull this back through before that gets glued into a place where I don't want it. All right, so I'm going to take this one and glue another little bit up here. Okay. Now that looks pretty cute, exactly the way it is. But it's going to look even cuter if I add some berries. Ooh, that one popped right off. And does it pop off? Okay, so I'm just gonna cut down at the base, and that one's gonna go right there. I think I need to cut that down just a little bit more. Maybe. Again, fingers aren't working the way they should. You can do that, or you could do a ribbon as well. I don't have all my ribbons out, but you could put a ribbon there, which I probably will as I go along. I'm sure I'm going to come up with some different ideas and little cuteness And there you go. Other than putting the sentiment in there. That's so cute. And you just let your mind just continue to go and create, and I'm sure you'll come up with things as you go along as well. So yeah, I am going to do a few more of these, and that one's not horrible, but I think I'm going to do a little sentiment. Or you could use stickers if you have little stickers that say Merry Christmas. I know I have tons of stuff. I just didn't get everything out. Like there's all these words. I thought I had one like this that said Noel. So I could do I could cut that in half and then do Christmas. But I think I want something right down center lane there. Happy holidays, which that has to be a little bigger. So yeah, I'm gonna fuss around with this, and I will come back and show you what I did, or maybe I will just tape a little bit and show you my process. And there's another one. All right, so I am going to go off camera now, and I'm going to continue to play. I get to play in my room all day. I'm so excited. And yeah, have some fun. Now, where's my other one? Here's the problem when you get crafting. You get so much stuff, you lose stuff. So anyway, I'll be back. Get your stuff out. Have some fun.